What's up, guys? It's Sue Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about Titans Season 1 and some Season 2 stuff too. You can watch it on DC's streaming service, and it's on Netflix, the full Season 1 on Netflix, all season. I think it's just 10 episodes so far. So the first episode for Season 2 is out. I'm pretty sure episode 2 first in Season 2 is out too, but we're going to talk about Season 1 right now. So the whole plot and everything for it. So it's basically after Teen Titans comic book, which consists of Beast Boy, Robin, later on Nightwing, Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg, but he's not in this because he's in something else and he's in Doom Patrol now, but he might come into this later on, probably maybe in Season 2. And am I missing anyone else? It's in Hawk, and it consists of Hawk and Dove too in this first season, and they're kind of OG characters in the DC comic book universe too. So anyways, it basically involves around the first season's arc is pretty much around Raven and her finding out her origin of her past and who her father really is, and she ends up there ends up being a murder at her house because her mom dies. So she runs away to Detroit and ends up meeting the boy from the circus that she keeps seeing visions of. That's who she had to keep going to see. And that boy in the circus was Dick Grayson, aka Robin. And at this point in Robin's life, we meet him, and he's basically done with being Batman's sidekick now, and he kind of wants to go on his own. And he thinks the way that Batman has treated him and how Bruce has taught him to be this weapon as a child, because I'm pretty sure he taught him, and he adopted him at the age of 6, I think, for crime fighting and shit like that. So, and then he's been using him for a lethal weapon ever since, so as a lethal weapon. So it's it's taken a big toll on him. So now you see him as he's in his later 20s now. He's a detective at the Detroit police station. He left Gotham. He said he's not going to be Robin anymore, but he still has the mantle and the cowl and everything with him. You find out that there was this one, the first opening scene that you see of him too, and this is the first time you see Robin ever in live action since the Joel Schumacher 1990s that were just kind of really floppy back in the really campy really back in the day. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And same with Burt Ward. He's and that was a long time ago. That was the first ever TV live action Batman. So it's cool, Robin. So it's cool to see now that we have an actual Robin. And later on in the Season 2, another Robin comes along too, and that's Jason Todd, and we'll get more involved in that. So basically, as we meet Robin, he pretty much finds Raven and then learns out that she's different and has these abilities and everything, and then they go on this. It's kind of a road trip pretty much. So he ends up, we learn about his past and flashbacks too for Dick through Raven, because she learns that touches people, so she sees flashbacks through him. You get to see a flashback when his parents die, obviously, and that's a pretty intense moment for his part when they're at the circus, because his origin is he's a flying Grayson from the circus, and they're the trapeze artists, where him and his parents are doing flips in the air, and they're what was it, they're paying a bookie, I think, or something, and it was a crime family ended up cutting their wires when they were doing their flips, and they ended up just hitting the fucking circus flooring and shit like that. So it was pretty intense, and that's basically his origin. And then Bruce Wayne was in the standings and then saw that and saw himself in Dick and figured he could probably make him into something else, something better, and not a killer probably much. And that's not what Dick thinks at first. He thinks that Batman's trying to make him do a killer. And so when we see Dick fighting, because you see him as Robin in his one opening scene, because you see it in the trailer too, he says fuck Batman, and it's kind of his this whole first season he's just resenting Batman the whole time, and it doesn't get to the second season where he finally realizes that he's fucking totally wrong, which I love. But yeah, anyways, the whole like reason, yeah, that's the reason pretty much, I think. Yeah. So, and then we meet Beast Boy later on too. Actually, no, we meet Hawk and Dove first, and that's pretty much like the opening segment, and we learn like Hawk is played by Alan Rickman. He played Thad Castle in, wow, I can't even remember, the Blue Mountain State, and he played Raphael in the 2014 and 2017 live action TMNT movies. And I thought he did a really good job. Their opening scene, they're like, he's captured and his girlfriend Dove has to come in and save him while he's getting like tortured and shit by like these drug bosses because they're trying to like stop the drugs on the streets. They're like low level companions, but you find out like all like Hawk and Dove were a part of like Robin's like young Titans squad like early on when they were starting out, I guess. So, and they broke up and there's some kind of like heat between Hawk and Robin and stuff because Robin and Dove kind of had this thing going on too. Robin's a total slut. You find out he hooks up with Dove earlier on. He hooks up with Starfire. Oh yeah, and Starfire, you find out with her, she's kind of her whole plots, like her whole storyline in season 1 sucks. It's just so like lame. Well, it's not lame. She wakes up in a coma. So she's like wakes up from not a coma. She just wakes up from a car accident. Gets out of the car. She just doesn't remember anything. She's amnesia. So, and her Starfire's thing, if anyone will read the comics, so I should have said spoilers. Sorry guys. She's basically like she's an alien. So she has like she can fly, shoot like I don't even know, like solar energy or like these green like laser eye beams and shit like that. It's fucking crazy. Her hair can turn into fire, I think too. But in this, it kind of, I don't know, she was just slowly remembering everything, so I think they're just slowly getting used to all the characters and the CGI and what they can do with everything, maybe. So hers was just like trying to remember why she had a picture of Raven. So it was basically her slowly trying to meet up with Raven pretty much, and like they end up meeting up with Dick and them, and then I forget what happens in between that shit, because like there's like a brawl between, you find out that these people, like Rachel's father's like followers are looking for her, because if you ever know about Teen Titans and Raven, her like father's Trigon, who's like fucking Hellraiser and shit like that, and he's like, the way that he can come to our world is like through Raven. Her name's Rachel, and like that's the way, like it's a certain ritual that like she's like the gate, she's the key to getting like him through here, and like he'll like destroy the world and shit like that. So it's basically what some of them are trying to do, and then some of them what they're not trying to do. Then you find her mom, and then they think that she is good, and then at the end she fucks him over. Yeah, there's a couple I feel like we meet Beast Boy in episode 4, and the thing with Beast Boy is he takes Raven away while like because her and Dick are fighting, and like all these fight scenes are happening and stuff, and the fight scenes are good. There's a lot of blood and guts and a lot of cursing and shit like that too, and a couple sex scenes too. You see like Hawk's origin story too, him and his brother, and like it's pretty fucked up, because it just shows like how he got raped as a young football player and stuff like that. So it's shitty, but it showed how he injured himself too later on in life as a football player in college, and then him and his brother like looked online about like how there's all these fucking like sickos around their neighborhood, and they decided to just dress up and like fucking beat up people and post it online. They ended up becoming like these famous superheroes, and they still don't, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if it said how his brother died, who was the original Dove, and they kind of show how T meets Dove, like his blonde girlfriend right now, Donna, but I can't really remember or not. I'm pretty sure they're going to go into Donna's origin more next season too, so hopefully they do that. And yeah, Wonder Girl. We see Wonder Girl. There's like an episode, because there's like it's a big road trip with Dick and Raven, and then they're going through. They meet Wonder Girl, and there's like a bunch of big like Easter eggs between like when Dick's going through his phone, when we meet Wonder Girl too, because she was a part of the gang, like old squad too, and she's like apparently she's got full cast member in season 2, so we'll see her more. And Superboy got casted in season 2 too, so like it was once episode 1 came out, they were very confident, so they released that shit right away, saying like, okay, season 2 is going to be coming and we're going to have 20 episodes for it, so hopefully it'll be really good, because this season 1 was really rough, like on the edges. Like, so Beast Boy, it was cool. When we met him, he could only turn into a tiger, because we find out, we don't really learn his origin. We do, but we don't in this way. We learn why he can turn only into a tiger when we meet him. It's because that was his favorite animal, and that's like he can feel it for some reason, and like he explains why he wants to roar, and it's just like a thing. He wants to be fast, but he has to like turn naked. He has to like take his clothes off and stuff, and then morph into an animal. But later on, we find out in season 2. Spoiler ahead if you guys aren't gonna watch it. I'm pretty sure he will be changing in other animals, possibly. I watched episode 1, so he does, and I was surprised. It was cool how they did it, but like I wish in the first season he would at least turned in like to a bird or some shit, because it was pretty much only a tiger, and it was like only a few times, but when he did, it was like cool, but it wasn't like anything like, oh shit, like he didn't like jump like mid-fight scene into like he had to like fucking run around the corner and shit, so he's still like kind of learning. So this is like the whole first season is like them building their like story and shit for them and everything. And once when Robin gets in a little scuff, because Raven's father's people are after him when they're at the tower, this hideout that he has, Jason Todd, the new Robin, ends up saving him. And so if any of you who don't know this, so once Robin leaves, it becomes brief that like Batman learns that he needs a Robin, and then one night while he's parked his Batmobile out, someone robbed his tires, and then he finds the kid who does it, and that kid ends up being Jason Todd, who's like a street punk kid, and then he learns that he needs a little more. He's not the same type of Robin Dick was. He was a more punky kid, and yeah, it's cool because his later on persona becomes like an anti-villain, because if anyone knows about Jason Todd, he becomes a Red Hood, and there's been a lot of Easter eggs dropped in this season too. For season 1, we see a flashback with Robin, who's like 10, and like he walks in a room in the Wayne Manor all pissed off after like this scrum, and whips his I don't even know what it's called, his dingo or whatever it's called. Like Batman has a batarang, but I forget what Robin's like batarang thing's called. So he whips that, and then Wonder Girl's in there and catches it, and they're talking, and she says, "What's wrong?" And he says it was bad because they dropped Easter egg of Joker, and that was pretty fucking intense. So they dropped that Easter egg of Joker, so that's possibility, and knowing that Jason Todd's here in this universe now, and then that like Batman, and like they dropped then Superman bomb a bunch of times too, so that was pretty awesome. And then like knowing Wonder Girl is in this too, that Wonder Woman's definitely roaming around in this too, and apparently there's gonna be like crazy bigger Easter eggs in this shit too. And we hear like Alfred's voice too, and they say you get to see a certain part of Batman in this season too, and then they cast I can't even remember his name, from Game of Thrones, Daenerys' guard, like that old blonde dude, he's the Batman, so they're going for like a older version of Batman, because in that era it's like Jason's like pretty much gonna turn into Red Hood, I feel like, at the end of season 2 maybe. So then by the time that happens, Batman will be at his peak. Well, he has to get his third Robin in maybe. But yeah, so anyways, if you guys think that's crazy how there's 2 Robins in this season, because the one Robin ends up like changing, like main OG Robin ends up becoming Nightwing, and Nightwing is like his real persona, and that's what he will eventually want to break off to and like not be a part of Batman. Like that's him stepping out of his shadows pretty much. That's why he left Gotham in the first place. So anyways, I'm gonna finish what else? So basically the big battle happens where what happens? I can't even remember. It takes so long for shit to happen sometimes in this season. like they meet the Doom Patrol once they meet Beast Boy too, because you find out Beast Boy's been living with them, and then that's a pretty cool like East, like that got popular reviews that first episode, so now you can watch that. I can't remember if you can watch it. You might be able to watch it. I don't think on Netflix. I think it's just on DC streaming service. You could probably find it online if you just type in Doom Patrol like free movie watch. You might get like some like illegal downloads or some shit, but it's worth it. Apparently it's been getting really good reviews. Has a second season coming out too, and it's like, it's not a really superhero show. It's fucking really far out there. Like, yeah, it's different. But Beast Boy isn't in that. He ended up leaving that group and running away with like Robin and them, so that was pretty cool. And basically how like the ending is, it's kind of weird. Like we see all a little bit of everyone's origin in the last episode. Like Raven's with her mom, and then like she gets caught and shit, and then like it's like a weird thing where she opens the door for her father to come out, but then she finds out that's not what their father's like actually bad, and then it kind of like goes into this dreamcast world for Dick where his life's like, he has a kid, Donna's is it Donna? No, not Donna Troy, that's Wonder Girl. Dove, his girl, is like his wife, and then like Jason shows up in a wheelchair, like shows up saying like fucking Joker did this to him, like put him in a wheelchair, and then Batman's like is fucking going crazy now, and he's gonna like says he's gonna kill everyone. So, and then it's like a big whole, that's like the season finale pretty much, and it's pretty much Dick goes back to Gotham, and then he sees all this like killing, so he finds out in Arkham Asylum Batman went there with guns and just lit everyone up. Like he killed Joker, he killed like everyone, like Two-Face, the Riddler, all the big bads, just to end it finally. And it ends up being like Dick ends up planting bombs in the Batcave, blows the like we see a cool fight sequence, but it's not actually, we find out that it's not the real Batman that they casted, it's just a random stunt double that they used, because you end up finding out that just like it's a dream, like it's a fake dream made up by Trigon, and it's like his trial by combat, you find out. So this whole thing, so you see like some pretty cool fight scenes with Batman going down, like he's taking out a bunch of like these fucking cops, and then they drop like the bombs on him because like Robin goes to the cops and like everything and tells them, because the police and Jim Gordon and all them are like fucking going crazy. Yeah, that's what happens. See, Joker kills Jim Gordon, and that's what makes him go crazy too. So he puts Robin in a wheelchair, then he Jason Todd, and then he kills Jim Gordon in like the dream that Robin's kind of in by Trigon. But he doesn't know this. He thinks it's fucking real. So they're at like the Wayne Manor. They blow up the fucking Wayne Manor, set it all up to smithereens and shit. And he's in the Batcave, like covered in rubble. Batman after his like fight, and then like Dick comes down and like fucking starts giving him shit, bitching out like, I fucking told you you shouldn't have been doing this, like. And then he just like gets madder, like he just keeps getting madder and madder, and then all of a sudden he just goes on and fucking snaps his fucking neck. He snaps Batman and says like, fuck you. And then that was like his trial for Trigon to like open himself up to him to become full evil. And then like we see Dick's like eyes are all like eye blacked out white, and then like Raven's there, and like because like I'm pretty sure he went there like to the house to go stop all that shit that was happening. So pretty much season 1 ends on like a fucking very big cliffhanger where it's just like Trigon has Dick on his side, and then Raven's just like, what the fuck. Well, Garth is there too. And then he's just like, I forget what Dick says at the end. It's just like, oh, you're gonna love it or some shit like that. And then it just like cuts to black pretty much. And then we see one last scene. I'm pretty sure it teases Superboy, shows him escaping, and then shows him like with red eyes and showing like Crypto the dog too, and from Katniss Labs. That's like pretty much owned by Amanda Waller, which hopefully she'll show up in, and Lex Luthor, because he has like half of Superboy's DNA, and that's half of Superman's DNA too, so that'll be cool. And so yeah, hopefully you guys can follow that. So basically my whole review on like the season 1, I'm gonna give it a soft 5 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not good. I can tell you that for a fact. There's good moments in a few episodes, I can tell you, like the opening scene with Robin when he's taken down like in the alleyway that you see in the trailer. That's fucking really cool. Hawk and Dove episode where there's a bunch of fight scenes there. That's fucking sweet too. And like I think there might, and then the Doom Patrol episode 2 is pretty cool. And like there's just like if you're a comic book nerd, there's just moments that like you didn't think were ever gonna happen. Like you're just waiting for like, you never thought like you'd get to see live action characters like that interacts, which I thought that was finally cool. So like my dislikes for it was like Starfire. Like I didn't mind the black character. She was hot. She just looked fucking stupid. Like she looked like a fucking stripper the whole fucking time because she was wearing this fur fucking coat in like Texas, like, or Detroit, or where the fuck it is. Like, take it off for Christ's sakes. Like, fuck, wear something else, look normal. And then she just had this big puffy like pink hair. Like, fuck. But like it showed pictures in season 2 what she looks like, and it actually looked normal in the end. So it didn't look too bad, but like it was just like, God, it looks so rough at the start. Like it's just so annoying. And then same with Raven. Like Raven looked kind of weird, but like now at the end, like at the ending of this arc for the start of season 2, episode 1, she looks way better now. So yeah. And then like my likes for it pretty much, as you heard, was like Hank, like the suits I loved, like Robin's suits, like both of the Robin suits. Hawk and Dove looked fucking cool. Like the CGI was like but like when you see Wonder Girl, she used her lasso and shit, fucking slammed it. That was fucking badass. They said they used the same CGI as for Wonder Woman movie, so that was pretty cool for that. So yeah, 5 out of 10. You heard my likes, dislikes, and now I'm going to talk about season 2. So, full spoilers if you don't want to hear anything. I know some stuff about it, so we'll go into depth about it. And I only watched up to season 1, episode 1. I know episode 2's out, so I'll probably just like wait till I'm finished everything, and then I'll do the season 2 review. Okay, so what they're going to do, since season 1 got like kind of reviews, they're pretty much like washing this whole like Trigon arc away, because once episode 1 drops, everything happens real fast and it ends. Like they make that the episode that it's like, Kit, this is done now, it's over, Trigon's done, Raven defeated her, she's got her little red thing in her forehead now, like her little spiritual thing, which I'm mad it's not her father trapped in there, but who knows, it might be. And it was weird just because like she kind of knew how to use her powers randomly, like she just like fucking unleashed it. And like just that whole like sequence where like everyone turned bad against each other, like Jace, like everyone showed up to come help, but like they ended up all turning evil. So it kind of sucked, but like you gotta see like who they killed and stuff like that. So it was kind of intense, but I don't know, it was okay. Like, but Trigon showed his like full like non-human form, and fuck, it looked so bad. Like I was very disappointed, and you could tell I don't know, they just felt like they had to like they knew they fucked up, and they just had to fucking clean it up, and not clean it up, but just like get it over with, finish it. And they ended up they teased Deathstroke coming out for season 2, so it's going to be the Judas Contract hopefully for the season coming out. So if any of you growing up used to watch Teen Titans, Slade, hopefully that'll be a big thing, and hopefully we get to see Robin turn into Nightwing this season 2, and hopefully it doesn't take all season, because last season I really hope for that. You see him burn his Robin suit, so he's basically just walking around as like he's basically just like Grayson with the gun, or just like punching people and shit right now. And as far as I know, Starfire left, so it's like, so what happens is at the end of the season, at the end of that episode for season 2, they like defeat Trigon. Hawk, Dove, Donna Troy and Starfire all leave together, but then you find out like Donna and Starfire like been traveling together and stuff like that. I guess that's what I found out lately. And then like Hank and Dove are trying to like quit the game, and then we finally meet Batman in real life, because Dick goes back to the Wayne Manor and talks to him, and then he asks him if he can reinstate the Titans Initiative, and then he laughs and says, yeah, but under one condition. And then we find out he has to take Jason Todd Robin. So he has Robin, Jason Todd with him, Dick Grayson, Raven, and Beast Boy. And they don't know really, the three don't know where they are. And Robin's, Dick Grayson's kind of just laughing, smiling. He's like, go look around. And they're just looking around. It's fighting quarters. Beast Boy walks in. And that part I really like, because it had cool music. He walks in and it shows like where you'd suit up, and it was like a quick flashback for like our shot, but for him it showed like empty slots, but like you saw, it showed Robin, Wonder Girl, Hawk, and Dove. But like when we saw it showed them like all turning, like fucking when Robin had like his two batons, like Wonder Girl was getting her lasso out, and Hank and Dove were just putting on their gloves, and they're just looking badass and shit. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, if you like, Beast Boy was just smiling, and then like they all meet up again, looking out at the window, and they're like, what is this place? And then it kind of like, you can kind of see the place kind of looking like a T, but they said they'll eventually have the Titans Tower too. So it was, I don't know, that it had cool moments. And then at the end too, once the news reporter showed up at the house too, because like it was fucked up shit that happened at the house. Jason Todd ran in front of the cam. He's like, Titans are back, bitches! And someone was watching the TV, and it happened to be Slade Wilson, and he stopped what he was doing, left his farm, and met up. I can't remember who the guy was. At the end, last end shot was him going back to his warehouse, pretty much where all of his gear is, and it shows the shot of Deathstroke, it doesn't show him wearing the gear, it just showed like Buddy's talking, he's like, I got scrubbed off all the blood as much as I could, and then just shows his suit, and he's just like, are you ready? And he's like, I can't remember what he says, but either way it was fucking badass. And now we know that Deathstroke's coming. And the other new characters that are coming this season, they said, is Aqualad, and I think he'll be showing up in flashbacks as like, he'll be like Wonder Girl's like maybe lover partner for a bit, because like fuck, Dick Grayson gets around with like fucking Wonder Girl too, and he gets around with like all of them, so who knows, there might be a conflict there. But I know we're gonna see flashbacks, and it'll probably deal with like Deathstroke in the past, and then maybe we'll see like shots will go like Robin will be fighting him in the past, and he'll get hit, and it'll go back to the future or some shit like that when he's fighting. So we'll see like shots of like the past and the future randomly, maybe, or like the new Titans like see him and they're just like fucking like amazed. But like apparently I can't remember his name, there's a new hero coming too eventually, and he's like a deaf character. I can't remember his name. And then I can't even remember her name, but like the Slade Wilson's daughter, I can't remember her name, but like lady I don't even remember her name, but yeah, she'll show up in I think season 2, episode 2 I think too. And then Superboy, they didn't show him at all, so he might show up just randomly in season 2 in episode 2 I think. So yeah, and the first episode wasn't too bad, but it was still rough, so I'm gonna give it like a soft 5 again. So I'm hoping the rest of the episodes for season 2 are better. So yeah guys, if that interests you, I hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and remember, fuck